as we take a look at the face-to-face. Ana Palacios is just getting started, but look at the height, 4 feet 9 inches. She gives up a lot there as well as the reach, but she is a scrapper. Tulupe Contreras.
Arrancamos con mucha más acción, las reglas oficiales de la jaula. 3 vueltas de 5 minutos, 3 jueces, utilizando el sistema de 10 puntos. Este duelo, a un peso pactado a 110 libras, this bout, at a catch weight of 110 pounds. Los jueces, the judges, Héctor Gómez, John Rupert y James Lázaro. Ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. Presentando la esquina azul, vestida de color negro, introducing the blue corner, wearing black, su peso oficial 110 libras, her official weight 110 pounds. Entra a la jaula por 4ª vez a nivel profesional, con 2 victorias y 1 derrota. She enters la jaula for the 4th time as a pro, with 2 victories and 1 defeat. Representando a Costa Caribe, Nicaragua, and fighting out of Miami, Florida, la Pantera Negra, Yajaira Cunningham. Su contrario en la esquina roja, vestida de blanco, her opponent in the red corner, wearing white, su peso oficial 108 libras y media, her official weight 108 and 1/2 pounds. En su 7º combate a nivel profesional, con 4 victorias, 1 derrota y 1 empate in her 7th pro bout, with 4 victories, 1 defeat and 1 draw. De la capital azteca, la Ciudad de México, DF, Ana la Guerrera Palacios. El referee, Alan Abeles.
Alan Abeles, the third inside the jaula.
In the locker room. Fight fair, fight hard. If you want to touch him up, go ahead. Come out, fight.
And there you see La Guerrera, Ana Palacios. 105 pounds is probably the best weight for her, but there's not the competition she seeks at 105.
Fighter,
so here it's 110.
Fighter, you ready?
She goes up to 115 as we are underway. First fight out of the gates here, live from Miami. Combate Global MMA. MMA, mucho más acción. Yajaira Cunningham in black, representing Nicaragua. Again, her mom is Cuban and she is from Miami. Palacios is a striker. Last time we saw her beat Laura Huizar, February of 2020. She's 2-0 in combate, 4-1 and 1 overall. Also beat Leslie Hinojosa back in October 2019 as she forces Cunningham up against the cage. Palacios taking the center of the jaula. Activity is a big part of her game as she switches stances out of reach of Cunningham. She is the favorite here in this fight. One of the bigger names on the combate roster in the female ranks. From Mexico City. And she's up through the Galvan combat systems. She is growing. She is gaining all this, but like so many fighters here, and will continue to have this as a storyline. They're really getting, oh, big right hand from Cunningham. Goes into the guard of Palacios, who holds on into the side control. Massive right hand coming from down. Palacios looks like she's okay, but that really was a wake-up call. Trying to get to her feet, and she's done it. But Cunningham's going to drop her right again, and not a lot of weight to throw down. Palacios smartly, wisely pulls that leg back to keep Cunningham in close quarters. Fantastic for the Pantera Negra, Yajaira Cunningham, the Black Panther.
Yajaira, you got to work. Don't just lay there. You got to work.
Alan Abeles, you'll always hear that. He doesn't want a stationary fight, and he will break them up. Cunningham's trying to find some sort of offensive position, maybe get the back of Palacios. She's doing very well with under 3 minutes to go in this first round.
Don't grab her glove.
Can grab the wrist, cannot grab the glove. Yajaira Cunningham. discovered MMA by accident, was playing basketball. She thought she had a chance to be a professional, had her eyes on the WNBA, but said I was too short, 5'2", pretty short to make it in an NBA career or WNBA career. She did jiu-jitsu as a hobby. Coach said, you have talent. She entered a tournament, won the tournament, and here she is. But in 2013, fractured her neck. She was convalescing. The doctor said she would be paralyzed. She wouldn't walk again, and she sat in bed as Alan Avalos is going to break this up. The doctor said, this is it. But she fought, and she thought about training, and then the extremities started to come back. Her feet, her hands, and now she's fighting again. Amazing. As see what's coming up next. We'll see Jose Alday. I'm really looking forward to one of the really big names in Combate Global, but he's going to have to win here. His original opponent unable to go here due to a COVID quarantine. We'll get into that shortly, but stepping in that void is tough Marcos Lopez out of Spokane, Washington, who is a no-nonsense dude, and he is claiming he is going to win tonight. A minute to go here. Palacios looking to close the gap. Trailing after that big right hand by Cunningham, and a sharp left gets in. Palacios having some issues finding the range. And also Cunningham doing really well with the takedowns. Cunningham, the referee might bring her back up, but is looking for the arm bar. Palacios working on something. Doesn't have it clean. Trying to get that left arm separated from the body of Cunningham, and it can happen in an instant. Palacios is a warrior. They call her Guerrera. Cunningham will not let her up. Little wobbly from Cunningham, not very sharp with those strikes. Palacios tries to set up the right hand. It's just a massive size disparity. 4 feet 9 inches. You don't see that in MMA. It just tells you the level of commitment from Palacios as we're heading to the end of round one.
Time.
Palacios knows she's dealing with a stronger fighter, a bigger fighter. You've got to find a way to close the gap. Palacios is not here by accident. She has won 4 fights of her first 6, only 1 defeat because of the talent. Round 2, Palacios in white looking to take the center of the Jaula. Oh, better from Palacios, who got the name Guerrera, pardon me, because it was a difficult pregnancy when she was born. And her mother said she was a fighter, and she fought from the first day of her life. And she's still fighting. By the way, we saw that she's a blue belt in Galvan Combat Systems. That's a system developed by the Bone Breakers MMA Academy down there in Mexico. Like so many other fighters from Mexico, they are focused on their studies. Her family said, we want you to finish school before you pursue this MMA career. So she studied electrical engineering. A lot of leather there exchanged. Palacios better here. Coming in with that lead leg. But it is Cunningham in the center of the Jaula. Palacios not to be an idle target. They get in tight quarters. This is where Cunningham will want to go for another takedown. Palacios is aware of that. Very active with the punches. Yajaira Cunningham goes down instead. Now Palacios, this is where she wants to be and can do some work. Again, like so many fighters, we heard that in the audio earlier. Toes in the cage for Cunningham, can't do that. Ana Palacios losing her grandparents recently, and she was overcome with emotion when we asked her about it. Said she will call her family the first thing she does after she wins. Now, if she doesn't win, I'm sure the call will be there and her family will be just as proud. But Palacios is now tilting the scales here. Side control, big elbows into the ribs. Those don't feel good. Short elbows, long elbows. Palacios continues to pivot. Now some forearms, gets the mount. Now Palacios, this is where it doesn't matter if she's 4'9" or 6'5". She can really drop some blows, and she has the back of Cunningham. Cunningham being taken to the deep waters, can't get out. Palacios looking for a guillotine for a moment. This is good from Cunningham. Keep moving. Gives the back, comes back. You can't allow the back to be exposed because rear naked time. Drops the hips into Cunningham, but doesn't have that right arm. You can see Cunningham holding that right wrist, but it's out now. Cunningham looks tired. Palacios coming with both hands. And look at the feet. She is locked in, anchored down.
Get out of there. You got to get out of there.
And now a warning for Cunningham. I don't know if the punches are hurting that much, but now a submission attempt. Black belts in karate, brown belt in jiu-jitsu, so she knows what to do on the ground here, Palacios. A minute 30 to go.
Watch the back of the head, Anna.
Goes for a guillotine attempt here. Doesn't have a good look, releases it. Cunningham slowly getting up, trying to get the mount again, Palacios. That's actually pretty good by Cunningham, keeping those knees in between the oncoming Palacios. Punches to the face. Cunningham trying for a submission attempt of some kind. Got to move here. We wonder if Alan Aveles, our referee, will get involved because Cunningham might have something brewing. She's got that right arm stuck in. The right arm of Palacios. Palacios of Mexico City. By the way, she finished her studies and she went to one of the top schools in Mexico, the Politécnico in Mexico City.
Yajaira, get out of there. Move.
Almost at the end of round two. One last submission attempt for Palacios, rear naked. 10 seconds to go. She has dominated this round. That's pretty good, but it's around the chin and not under it. And that'll take us to the end of round two. We'd like to welcome our audience wherever you're watching in the Middle East, in North Africa, in Europe. My name is Max Bredos. A pleasure to be with you. We're just getting started in the rebrand, the rebirth of Combate Global as we enter round three. Ana Palacios of Mexico City in white. Yajaira La Pantera Negra Cunningham in black, representing Nicaragua and also Cuba. English her first language, and she speaks Spanish, and it's just delightful to hear her. And she welcomed the opportunity because I want to address this in Spanish for the Spanish-speaking audience as we see the card by Marcelo Rojo. He gave Cunningham round one, Palacios round two. Marcelo, the Pitbull, one of our great fighters here, who's also been fighting at UFC recently. Part of that Entram gym in Tijuana, which is becoming one of the best gyms on the planet. Well, Palacios said this fight will end before 3 rounds. I don't know if she meant including round 3. I think she did. So she has a chance to look like a soothsayer. Full extension by Palacios. She uses her height disadvantage well. You see, she gets into those spaces where it almost gets lost, and Cunningham has to really bend all the way back to locate her. Palacios says, I am going to, and I think I can win with a KO or a submission. The important thing is to get the win, and for the next 3 minutes and 30 seconds, she has to apply the pressure. She has the momentum.
Let's go, Anna. You got to do something, or I'll separate.
There's another warning as Palacios gets that lead leg, going for the takedown attempt. Cunningham, they're spinning in circles here. And now wrist control from Cunningham. Maybe a submission attempt. Cunningham's been solid. Even in second round where it looked like she was losing control here, she maintained to go the distance and now is competitive in round 3, but there's got to be more activity here. Another attempt at a rear naked choke. Look at Palacios. It is her entire body weight, and now she can get that right foot locked in, and she's trying to wedge it in there. Ana Palacios, you go 3-0 in Combate Global, you're going places. The left leg is in. It's the right leg that Palacios needs to find a home for. And Cunningham knows it. She drops to the ground. And Palacios not sure where to go next. Quickly, this third round is down to 2 minutes. Warning for the back of the head from Alan Abeles. As you can see, they roll around like an anaconda again. This is good for Palacios. I can't see her losing this fight if she stays on the back of La Pantera Negra, Yajaira Cunningham. This is good defense from Cunningham, but it may not help her in the big picture as we're in round 3. Now the legs are in, drops the hips. This is what Palacios has been so patiently working for. And now Cunningham knows it, so the arms are up because she knows the next motion is that right arm getting underneath her chin. The legs are out though. Cunningham reverses. Their corner of Cunningham telling her, get up and you got to go. Single leg. They're asking for the guillotine. Maybe something there. Cunningham extends, and I don't think it's underneath there. Now she goes for the underhook. Her head is out. And this has been hard work for these two ladies. Coming up, we have Mexico versus Peru. Jordan Beltran, and he will face Jose Zarauz. Zarauz, who is a legend in Peru, dominating the fight scene there. Kind of the old man amongst the younger fighters here. We'll see if he can get his combate career off and running against a tough opponent in the Bull Beltran. They will be separated. I think Alan Abeles wanted to do this for a while. 30 seconds to go. Go for broke is the instructions for Cunningham. She comes in and she got caught. Palacios looking to seal the deal here with her stand-up game. Takedown, that'll go for Cunningham. That's worth something here. And now the elbows drop. This is going to be close. You got to love Palacios. She gives up so much in size and height, but she makes up for it in heart. A real student of the game. And now it goes to the judges.
Después de 3 vueltas de mucha más acción, los jueces entregan tarjetas idénticas de 29 a 28. After 3 rounds of much more action, the judges turn in identical scores of 29 to 28. All in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. Todos a favor de la ganadora por decisión unánime. De México, la guerrera, Ana